Greetings, Hive fans. Welcome to today's live stream. This is the first live stream Saturday here, 26th of April, 2025. This is round 2 of the qualifying event, the Hive Game Open qualifying event of the 2025 Hive Online World Championship. I have to keep stopping and thinking. I think 32 players make it, so the top 24 in this event will move on to the world or get invited to the World Championship. So it should be an exciting match today. We've got board 1 on the second round, Loizz versus OrdepCubik. Loizz, they're both in the lobby now, so we're going to be watching. Hopefully they'll be playing here shortly. And I will be watching. This is my first time in a while doing us live stream from hivegame.com, so we will see how it works out. I may later in the day do more live streaming because this is a busy day in the championship tournament. We've already had Mr. Turtle and I Am a Shark play earlier in the day, real early this morning. And then we've got Loizz versus OrdepCubik. And about an hour, we have Mangusta versus Hammer. 2 hours after that, we have Hive 2 versus Youngler. Then later in the day, we have 2 more matches. So we've got 5 matches today. Depending on how my voice holds up and how I hold up, it'll depend on whether I am going to be streaming, how long I'm going to be streaming today, or whether I'll be streaming later today or not. So we will see. It is a beautiful spring day here in Florida. We're in the midst of a drought. Hasn't rained for quite a while. We're hoping for rain here very soon, but it looks like it's definitely not going to happen today. So here we are. We are in the lobby. Well, they don't call it lobby here at hivegame.com. We're on the main page, and we're going to click on Loizz. If he's not playing anything yet, so hopefully we will know when they are playing. And OrdepCubik responded over on Discord when I announced the live stream. He said, OMG, what a pressure. So Ordep, don't feel pressure at all. OrdepCubik, of course, is also a fellow streamer. He streams, or fellow YouTuber. His YouTube channel under the same name, OrdepCubik, is in Spanish, has some very, very good, interesting Hive videos on his channel. So hopefully we'll get a lot of people joining this morning. We will see shortly. We're waiting for them to start, trying to keep an eye on it to make sure that we don't miss anything. And of course, there is a 3-minute delay. I mean, both of these players are of such quality that the probability that they could learn anything from listening to me is not very big, but we want to minimize the probability or the concern that they are watching and learning. So we're waiting for these two to join. So let's go ahead and turn this room off, and let's turn on the tournament results. I've got to get that window open before we can see it. As you can see, this is table 1 in round 2. Both players come in with 2 points out of 2 in the first round. And this is the World Championship spreadsheet set up by the committee. And we scroll down, And we can find me. I played Relaxing Orc yesterday and won both of those games. So very happy about that. I'm not 100% certain if their room will automatically appear. So I have to keep taking a look, going over to see nothing playing. So HiveGame.com, of course, is the new Hive specific. It's not new. It's been around for a while yet now, and more of the competitions being transferred over here to HiveGame.com because it is the place online to play Hive. And of course, if you'd like to make a small contribution to the channel to help that, if you do me a, what do they call it over here at YouTube? If you show your support for Play Hive Like a Champion by clicking the little dollar bill sign down in the chat area, 75% of anything donated that way, I will turn around and immediately donate to the channel. And you can see those have donated have the little insignia here. So I have to keep opening. I don't really know. It should have happened automatically, but I don't. I haven't been following exactly everything that goes on in on HiveGame.com. So we'll see what happens. Just noticed there was a little squiggly something across the front of the camera. I didn't know whether you could see it or not, but I turned the camera off and removed it. So we're looking forward to this match this morning. Two of the top players, OrdepCubik versus Loizz. Of course, Loizz and his teammates won the Hive Fair Play Cup, the Tamanduas, the South American Anteaters, led by four-time world champion Qualifier, and Loizz and Cower 50. They won the world championship this year, so congratulations. And of course, OrdepCubik is one of the up-and-coming young players, rated #1 in the tournament based on his HiveGame.com ELO rating. Now, I am going to take a moment and make sure we are streaming. I'll be right back. And we are streaming, so that's a good thing. Of course, remember there is a 3-minute delay. Still waiting for the game to play. Both Loizz and Ordep, they have started. Sadly, sometimes it doesn't necessarily show me that they start on the home page. So let's get back, see how they open. Okay, Loizz opened with the pill bug. And I've been doing this more and more often, opening with the pill bug. I found it's very successful. Bear with me a second. Let me just adjust my camera just a tad. I kind of like the pill bug opening. Pedro followed with a ladybug, the queen in line. This is the 3-bug setup that I've been using a lot of, and I learned that from Loizz. If black ever places a bug here, then this becomes a pin-proof spawn point. Okay, so what Loizz did was Loizz did not wait for black to place the bug. He went ahead and attacked with one ant, brought in the second ant. Make sure you drop me a note, let me know who you are, where you're from, where you're watching this morning. Of course, the timing for this tournament is 20 plus 20, meaning they start with 20 minutes and they add 20 seconds each turn. And this has become more and more a very common tactic from black, spending the first moves getting bugs in play rather than attacking early. I think I've learned that the hard way by attacking early and ended up losing. This is the very common pillbug queen ant opening with the mosquito placed here. Of course, what black is threatening to do is move forward, and right now it's very difficult for white to stop the black beetle from advancing and covering the white pillbug. But Loizz starts his beetle attack. And I should have taken a look. Let's see who they played in the first round. OrdepCubik played Yaku. And let's scroll down and find Loizz. Loizz played Valu. Both of them won 2 game zip. I was paired up against the number 2 rated player in the tournament, Tim Hade, that's Simon from Hungary, and I was very happy that I won 1 game against him. So some of the options that black might have here, he could pin the beetle with the mosquito, but of course that would then allow white to pin the beetle and attack. So that might be what Loizz is hoping would happen here. And I've got to sit down and figure out if there's a way here on hivegame.com to open a review room so that I can follow along and move bugs around in the review room. I haven't yet figured that out. So if you know how to do that, drop me a note in the chat. And of course, hivegame.com is fairly new, so you see the little question marks by their ELO ratings. They haven't played enough games yet to have that little question mark removed. Haven't played enough games at this time format. So black's 2 options here. I would say 3 options. One is to counterattack with the beetle. And allow the white beetle to climb forward. If he pins with the mosquito, of course, then the white mosquito can immediately pin the black beetle here, leaving another pin-proof spawn point so the second white beetle can come in and can't be stopped. If black pins with the ant, then the mosquito loses ant power. So that's a consideration also. Of course, I think I need to be a little bit more proactive and let everybody know ahead of time that I'm going to be streaming, but I really didn't know it. But how I would be feeling, it's fairly early here in Florida. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. So Pedro's in a little bit of a think here. Let's just take a look at the quick. It is interesting. I believe that the way that chat works, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go over here to chat. I'm going to put a little note in that live streaming. Live streaming on. Okay, he decided to pin with the ant. Okay, the second beetle comes in. So Loizz is in full beetle attack mode here. So there's no way that black can stop white from covering the queen and qualifying. Statistics have shown that white has about a 60-40 advantage between players of equal caliber. So the goal playing black is to get a draw or a win, and then you've got a very good chance of winning the match. And it's interesting because if the beetle moves forward, that allows this spot to be used as a spawn point, creating a ring. Got a pop up from McAfee. I don't like that. So black has to make sure that if white or when white covers the queen, that he can immediately recover. So Loizz is playing very aggressively here as white. So let's see if we can figure out what OrdepCubik's defense might be. Again, mosquito can't really move because the mosquito moves, and either the white ant or the white mosquito will pin the black beetle. The black ant could move. Or he could bring in another beetle. I'm sorry, another ant, getting full defensive resources in play. Probably too early to be able to think about doing a pin replacement on the beetle. Plus, if you use a spider, the only way they could do a pin replacement 1, 2, 3 would leave an elbow and would allow white a method of getting the first beetle up. So Ordep is in a think here. I'm guessing he's probably going to bring in another ant and place it here. Because placing the ant here then would relieve the mosquito, because the mosquito could then move without the black beetle being pinnable. Of course, he could place a spider here, 1, 2, 3, with an angle of attack to the queen. It's too early for white to consider spawning here, because that would free the ladybug, or, well, the queen right now doesn't have any good warpable spots. So let's see, I should take a peek over at Discord to see if there's anything going on there. Yep, Ordep is in quite a deep think. That's interesting. Now, why did the spider come here? It's a very interesting placement, because always look at these minor pieces. Where are they going? Obviously, it's not coming this direction, otherwise it would started there. So it's planning on either moving to there or defending against a new bug coming into either one of these spots. If the spider gets to here, it would remove that as a spawn point. That's an interesting spider placement. I would not have considered that at all. Now, what happens if the mosquito moves into here? Because if the only places that the queen can be warped allow white to break the ring with either a mosquito or beetle climbing up. That's much better than placing a white bug here, because if you place a white bug here, ladybug warps out and now the mosquito is trapped in the ring. So what if white advances with the beetle and covers? He advances with the beetle and covers. Is the spider going to immediately take away the spawn point? Interesting. I think I definitely have to make more, or I want to say, earlier announcements. I have to make a decision and move forward with it on these live streams rather than hope that I'm going to be feeling well enough. Good morning, Niles. Okay, the white spider came in, the black spider immediately pinned it. So that's, oh, that's interesting because now the white mosquito can move to there and that's, oh, no, he's going to go ahead and move forward. And yep, now the mosquito moves forward. That almost forces the ladybug to move, but now white has the mosquito with pillbug power and the pillbug both in attacking positions. If the ladybug doesn't move, the mosquito will climb up. Yep, I learned the EQA, the pillbug queen, and in a number one triple. Of course, a zero triple is when they're in a row, a one triple is when they're in this elbow configuration. Okay, so black takes away that spawn point. He's sacrificing, allowing the mosquito to climb up. That's interesting. Yep. Covering the ladybug is a good idea because when you cover the ladybug, that removes her as a possible defender. Now, black will almost assuredly bring in the last ant to get all three ants in play defensively. So this is what typically happens if white attacks early. White, yep, here comes the third ant. The only question was where. So white has qualified early, but has sacrificed control of the outer hive. So white has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential spawn points, but any white bug that comes in, black could pin it. And the black counterattack is going to probably come with either a beetle placed here and move forward, or once one of the black bugs attacks the queen, the black beetle placed off of that bug. Okay. Very informative position here because your question is which ant's going to come. This ant leaves the pill bug free, but also removes this as a spawn point. Oh, that's interesting. Grasshopper there. Again, with these minor pieces, you're always looking to what's the threat. Grasshopper can attack here, but of course, the pill bug at any moment can warp it away. Not immediately, of course, but or the grasshopper could go here, forming this ring. And if black breaks the ring, then white gets a double pin on the spider and ant. Okay, now it comes time we need to start looking at white's attacking chances. White has three spots to fill. Or if the pill bug is able to move away. With the ladybug in the bidirectional pin, the white mosquito could be threatening to climb over atop the beetle and then atop the pill bug. Right now, the pill bug is a better defender than the ladybug because the pill bug can still move. Now, this is an interesting situation here as well because typically spiders can only go two places. But if this black ant moves away and the black spider moves away, this white spider can go through the door and attack. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So Pedro is taking his time on a couple of these moves. If I were playing Blitz, there was no question I would just immediately pin that grasshopper with this free ant here. That would also give a spawn point to start the beetle attack. In about a half an hour, we have the next match started. We may be able to just keep an eye on it, but we'll almost assuredly be following game 2 of this match. If they decide to play a second game today, they might put off and play the second game tomorrow. You don't know. So I think the ant has to move. Oh no. Okay, that starts a possible pin replacement here, but it also 1, 2, 3 removes some pin points, some spawn points. With black having completely control of the outside of the hive, white needs to be concerned about where he's going to be able to get his bugs in play to attack. If white can get a bug to here, it will force black to waste a tempo. But again, the pill bug's in good position. So this spider is stopping. Obviously, it stops the spawn point here. If white spawns a bug there, the spider can pin it. If white spawns a bug here, this ant can pin it. So we'll see what Loizz's plan was. Okay, the grasshopper does make the ring, threatening to move the white ant away, which removes ant power from this mosquito. You would think that black is almost forced to move the mosquito. And then white can pin the ant. Black beetle to the black mosquito upper right. Right, we had that discussion regarding that as a spawn point. Oh, that's interesting. Remember the 3-minute delay. Prior to this grasshopper, Or that Pedro could have placed a beetle here, and then when it jumped, the mosquito would have beetle power. That was a very, very interesting thought. Thanks, Niles. Oh, that's interesting. I did not even consider moving the ant. Moving the ant, leaving the ring in place. Of course, the grasshopper is no longer a good option to break the ring because that allows the black mosquito to keep ant power. If the pill bug breaks the ring here, pen replacement comes through. If the pill bug breaks the ring here, oh, okay, interesting. He just decides not to break the ring but move forward with the mosquito. Interesting. Pedro's down to less than 4.5 minutes. Okay. So if black doesn't break the ring, okay, let's see. Black broke the ring with the mosquito moving to there. Of course, what that does is it keeps mosquito ant power for the mosquito. It also stops this as a spawn point. Oh, that's interesting though. That allows Loizz to attack with the grasshopper. But white is rapidly running out of spawn points. So blacks Black's threat, of course, is the spider going to here and then using the spider as a spawn point for the second beetle. Hold on a second. So is Loizz going to be able to continue his attack? Okay, if the grasshopper does go to there, spider goes to there, and white only has one spawn point, and if something spawns there, the ant pins it. Or would black take the safer route by doing a grasshopper pin replacement here, bringing up the other ant? So Pedro's defensive options have totally relied on complete control of the outside of the hive. He's done well so far. Oh, look at this as an option for white. If white has time to do it, grasshopper to there, warp the grass. No, if you warp the grasshopper to there, the ant. Well, let's assume the spider attacks. Grasshopper jumps, the spider attacks. Then if the what is warped to here, then the threat is to jump into here. Okay, brought in the ladybug. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Looking at this as a spawn point, if the typically spiders are weak attackers in the end game, but the spider here could go 1, 2, 3 because of the door and end up in that spot. So the ladybug is almost a free piece because black, if black, the only black bug that could, oh, that's not true. The black mosquito could pin it. Okay, Pedro's running down to 2 minute, approaching the 2 minute mark. And what do you think? Do you think Loizz plans on jumping into here or going here and then to there? And if he goes to there, what happens if the pill bug just pins it there? The black pill bug is not very defensive right now, although it is protecting both of these spots. We're approaching the 1 minute mark with Ordep. So the question is, Loizz's attack going to work? "40 seconds." Spider goes that direction. Now, what happens to the ladybug? Well, if the ladybug attacks to there, okay, he attacks to there, now the threat is the grasshopper to there, and if the ladybug does anything other than move to there, it leads us to the spawn point. Interesting. Okay, the pillbug moves out. Now the grasshopper will probably attack. Loizz is down to 2 grasshoppers and a spider in reserve, and very rapidly running out of spawn points. So if Loizz attacks with the grasshopper and the ladybug attacks, Loizz could then spawn a grasshopper here with the threat to go to there. Oh, no, he decides to pen the ant. Interesting. Now, of course, the spider is threatening to spawn here and go 1, 2, 3, bring the beetle. But as long as Black keeps this ant free, although the mosquito here is free also. Okay. Ordep at the 30-second mark decides to attack with the ant. Now, can Loizz, now that the black attack has begun, oh, interesting, white's only spawn point is off the spider. I'm sorry, off the grasshopper. Although it's oh, yep. Just what I was noticing, the mosquito can drop down. Now there's nothing to stop the other white beetle from coming up. Oh, now that's interesting as well. Yep. Okay, I was thinking the white beetle might cover. Okay, I missed something here. Okay, I missed the placement of the second beetle in a defensive position. That's interesting. A long-term offensive. I am missing something here. I've got a. It's happening very fast. I need to study up a little bit more on this interface because I think I missed something there. Black played a couple very quick moves. The interesting thing is that by playing the beetle over here in that defensive spot, it took a lot of black's short-term attacking options away. And that's interesting because this is where the time pressure that Ordep's under is going to create issues. Because if the black ladybug jumps away, white can warp in the mosquito and then cover it. Okay? Black is definitely continuing his plan of control. Now white has no spawn points. His mosquito, beetle, and the pill bug could warp. Okay, he warps the mosquito to there. Interesting. 20 seconds and counting for Pedro. He doesn't have much time to think. White gets his free spawn point there. Down to 10 seconds. Is he going to play? Ah! Okay. Stops that as a spawn point and now gives the mosquito Hellbug power. Still completely controlling the outside of the hive. Loizz has no spawn points. Well, it's getting exciting. So white now has a spawn point here. But what happens if he spawns a bug there? I don't think there's any benefit of spawning a bug there because black could break the ring, warping the pill bug out. Well, he could, even if he, well, I guess in theory he could put a spider there, I mean a grasshopper there, with an angle of attack to there, but black just, again, black just warps the pill bug away. Oh, he did place the grasshopper there. So Pedro is back under time pressure, 15 seconds and counting. And move the mosquito or warp the pill bug to break the ring. Yep, that's what I would have done. Of course, this is not a viable. Well, I don't. It might be because if you spawn a point there and the spider goes 1, 2, 3 and pins it, then white can just warp away. Very complex situation is in games. Now, what happens if black attacks here? That's interesting. Now, black shifted over, considered this grasshopper more dangerous than that grasshopper. Okay, white and white is now threatening to move back in with the pill bug. And that drastically reduces the value of the black mosquito. Or does it? Because, okay, the black grasshopper to there. I was going to say the black mosquito could jump to there and then climb and then get beetle power. Black mosquito. Coming down to the wire, down under a minute and a half for Loizz, down to 40 seconds. Pedro has been living on the 20-second increment for quite a while now. I don't think the white has an, well, I don't know. White needs 3 bugs. He's got grasshopper aligned, mosquito ready. Can he get a 3rd bug into there? A 3rd bug in. What's underneath there? Ladybug. Yep. Now, let's see. Yeah, I think that black might have defended this. Very strong white attack. Now, do you warp the ladybug out or you cover the ladybug? Oh, that's interesting. If you cover the ladybug, no, you attack. Interesting. That black attack with the mosquito now threatens to take the setup shot by warping the pillbug in. Yep. Wow, what a game. I don't think there's any defense because black has two ants that can attack. Wow, what a game. Wow, what an ending. I definitely have to finish up my video series on qualifying for the win because one of them is going to be entitled Qualifying for the Win is Necessary but Not Sufficient. And we see that here because Loizz qualified for the win very early and Ordep was able to fight back. Congrats to Ordep. winning as black. Now the question is going to be, are they going to be playing again? Let's click over to the home page. Mangusta and Hammer are playing. I am going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Just checking. Let's see. It looks like Loizz might have left, so maybe they're not playing their second game today. Next game tomorrow, Ordep said. So we're going to go over and let's join Mangusta versus Hammer. Let's see how this started. Again, Mangusta started with a Pillbug. Again, the Pillbug Queen. EQA at opening. So Pedro says the game went well even with 2 cell phones and my grandfather knocking at the door with 30 seconds to go. Oh, this one is a Mangusta is in full-on attack mode. Is Hammer going to be able to defend this? I don't think so. I think Mangusta has overwhelmed Hammer on this one. Because the threat, of course, is the ladybug to there, and nothing can stop the beetle from dropping down. And he's got, so the ant's going to have to pin it. Then he just brings in a third bug. He brings in an ant here. Yep. Yep, it's over. This one is over. Mangusta, there's nothing to stop. Actually, he could do it one of two ways. He could, if the ant goes to here, then the pill bug moves out. He does a direct drop. Or the ant goes to there, nothing can stop the beetle from dropping down. So if Pedro and Loizz play again at the same time tomorrow, I might be able to stream at that as well. There is no defense here. Nothing. If black had 2 turns, he could possibly place the mosquito and pre-swamp the. But there's no way to free the pill bug. Well, let's look at my schedule. That's next one is at 1400 UTC. Is an hour and 45 minutes. Hammer realizes that, falls on his own sword. Now white has 3 ways to win. Yep. Okay, this one went fairly quickly, so we'll probably see game 2 from these 2 guys. So let's go back to the home page. and we'll wait for their second game to start. Maybe what I'll do is I will go over here. They started right away, started quick. Both players played ladybugs. And both players play queen and elbow. We have a Z queen formation. You have hammer and Mangusta both follow with what Joe Schultz is going to call the standard opening. Almost. Looking forward to Joe's book. I've seen a preview of it. You're going to really enjoy it. Both players playing very quickly here. Very typical ladybug, mosquito, queen, ant, diamond formation in a Z queen formation. So we'll see what white does. Is white going to attack or continue bringing in bugs, possibly play a little defense, play the pill bug here, an anti-spawn defense, or here giving pill bug, giving pill bug power to the mosquito. Nope, decides to pin the black ant. And what this formation has done for black also is not only is the mosquito free, hold on. Not only is the mosquito free, but when the mosquito moves, this is a beetle factory. Both players playing for a little bit of control here. White could attack with the mosquito, and that would stop this as a spawn point, because if you spawn something there, the black queen gets spawned away, gets warped away. And now black warps the queen out. It could end up with a very unorthodox looking anti-spawn defense. Now that's interesting because let's look at the two different ways that black could warp the queen away three ways, 1, 2, or 3. I was thinking it would go in line, but that would leave this spot here. Now if white fills this spot, black can warp the mosquito away. Don't know whether that would be a good thing or not in the long term, but we'll see. White probably will bring in their third ant. If white spawns anything other than an ant off of this ant, then that gives black a free ant to come in. A little bit surprised that black did not put up an anti-spawn defense here, although he may not need to because he's got, if the white ant attacks, the black ant can just cap it off. I did not sleep very well last night, so I'm kind of yawny this morning, if that's really a word. White obviously, well, I guess white could bring in the pill bug here and the ant would not be, would be pin proof, but it could be, it would have to be warped out. Question is Mangusta going to attack? Okay, white pins the ant. That's very quickly brings in the third ant. And now white needs to be worried about getting the pill bug in. Okay, so let's see. What are white's options? If white spawns a bug off either ant, it's just going to get pinned, and then later on, a pin replacement's going to leave the two ants or the two bugs pinned. So my guess would be white almost has to work in a pill bug at some point. Okay, now how is Mangusta going to attack this? You want to keep your ants, particularly a mosquito, free so that if your opponent brings in a beetle, it can be attacked and covered by the mosquito. He could begin a beetle attack with a beetle here or here. The only way white could stop it would be to pin it with one of these ants, and the ant could go in, freeing the mosquito. Although white could defend it with a beetle of their own here. Well, thank you, Carlo. Carlo says, hello, Randy. After watching many of your videos, you convinced me of buying your book. I can't wait to read it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, this is an interesting situation here. We see it regularly and a very good learning moment for beginners. Obviously, it would be nice to do a pin replacement for this mosquito and get the mosquito free, but you can't do it this direction. Do it. I just done that. Yeah, okay. You can't do it this direction because if you place a spider or grasshopper here, a bug's that placed there stops that pin replacement because that would free the ant. You would have to do it this direction, a spider or a grasshopper. Both of them would have their advantages. If you put a spider here, it could immediately attack. If you put a grasshopper here, it could go to there and have an angle of attack to that spot. Okay, he's playing for control, pins that ant. Another very interesting situation set up here. You may say, why don't you pin it in line? But if you'll notice, Mangusta is probably setting up a pin replacement. Your spider or grasshopper after the pin replacement is much better in line than in elbow. So if you have the tempo available to do that, that's a good idea. Oh, my company phone is ringing. They don't answer on Saturdays. Now, if white does place a bug here and black pins it, then white has the opportunity later of possibly freeing the ant in the elbow. And black is in no danger at the moment of white's beetle attack. And again, leaving the possibility of a pin replacement. And now notice how the black spider comes in, threatening the grasshopper. And if the grasshopper jumps, the spider pins the ant. Although white, the grasshopper could then just jump out and pin the black ant, but that's a net gain for black. Notice that this configuration forced the spider to pin from this point so that it could pin the ant. If it went here and the grasshopper jumped, it couldn't pin the ant. So next up at 1400 UTC is Hive 2 versus Youngler. Probably won't be streaming that one, but I may be streaming this afternoon. We've got 2 this afternoon. Lidori 4 against P. Capella at 1800, and Sofal Remy against Niles at 1900. And then, of course, okay, it's the white spider there. Interesting. Now, notice how Mangusta decided to go the other direction. Now, if the grasshopper jumps in, the ant is free. Now, of course, the spider could then jump out and pin the ant. But again, all of these things, all of these moves are in black's advantage. Now, white doesn't have to jump out and pin the black ant because leaving the grasshopper here, the black ant is essentially immobile because if it moves, it frees the white ant. Another good learning situation. But he jumps out with the spider. That was not necessarily a good spot because now if the black queen moves over, it frees this ant. Like that. The only potential problem here is that now white has spawn points that are close to the black queen, but white has the ant, which is available to defend. And this game for Mangusta is a very good example of the hive maxim. Surrounding your opponent's queen is not the goal in hive, that's just how you win. Because, as you can see, Mangusta playing black is not in any hurry to attack. Playing positionally, setting up situations where he will later have an unstoppable attack once black decides to attack. And of course, that's not going to work because black is going to pin it. And then once all the white, although I don't know, it may not work because if black pins it, then white can begin a beetle attack. Okay, it's a little bit more complex than I thought because if black jumps out and pins the grasshopper, then white beetle comes in here, although black would be able to defend with the beetle. And you wouldn't necessarily want to pin it here because that, oh, okay, interesting. He just allows that to happen. Now if the white grasshopper jumps, black grasshopper jumps, I could warp the ladybug away. Black is leaving the ant available to stop the attacking beetle if white decides to attack with the beetle. Oh, that's interesting too, because if white jumps, black jumps in, a little bit more complex than what it seems. So And I've got to figure out how to get a review room because this would be a good one to be able to review while we're playing. And I like here on hivegame.com. By the way, just as a reminder again, if you would like to contribute to my channel by clicking the, what is it called over here on the live stream, on the chat, the little $ where you can chat. If you would like to do that, then 75% of that, whatever you contribute, will be immediately contributed toward the developers of this site. Yeah, Niall says white beetle attack is never scary at this point. You're absolutely right. White is running completely out of bugs. So now, if Mangusta attacks with the grasshopper, white could warp either the ant or the ladybug away. Okay, he decided, just like Niles had commented on, he decided to defend with the beetle. This is another case where qualifying for the win is necessary but not sufficient because white will be able to cover the queen but won't have enough bugs to win. Okay, we knew the grasshoppers attack was going to come. The question now is, can white warp either one of these bugs away to any benefit? Don't think so. Now, if allowed to, the black ladybug can jump out pin the white ant and still remain in range of a kill spot. Okay, so white did warp the ladybug away. I think black now will begin the beetle assault. So let's just take a quick look here. Okay, the white needs 3 bugs. The beetle is going to move. That's 4. Has 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4. Okay. Shifted the mosquito to stop these spawn points. Stop the spawn points and put the spider in a good position to do a pin replace, an inline pin replacement. Yeah, even if white brings in the other beetle and black allows it to climb up. I don't know. We'll have to see. Black does not want to get his beetle covered or pinned in a self kill spot. So beetle just shifts over because you don't want to let. Although if you allow the beetle to get pinned, that possibly. Let's. Yeah, the beetle just shifts over. Now, grasshopper can attack. But at some point, the white beetle one's going to have to cover the queen, and then the black beetle just recovers, which stops the beetle from being in an attacking position and also empties a kill spot. And of course, the beetle now just covers it. Oh no, he doesn't worry about it. He goes ahead with the pin replacement. Now white has 3 kill spots to fill and only 2 bugs to fill them. There's always a depressing situation when you find yourself in. Black could shift the pin over, which does a couple different things. One is it stops the grasshopper from pinning the ant, and 2 is it takes away this as a spawn point. Or he can totally ignore white and begin the assault. Yep, he shifts the ant over. That's what I thought. Love it when you'd make a move. It's a dual purpose move, stopping the pin and also removing this as a spawn point. Now white doesn't have, even if white gets the beetle in play and into a kill spot, white doesn't have the method of getting another bug available. Black can pin the pill bug with the mosquito and then anchor it down with the beetle and just advance forward. Yep, I don't think there's any way that white can get that spider into a kill spot. So once the black attack begins, it's going to be unstoppable. Although interesting, I might be wrong about that. Moving that ladybug. Oh, see, that's, but the black bill bug is still in position to defend. So Interesting. Because moving the ladybug out opened the door. Yeah, now the white no longer has an angle of attack. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but the spider can't. Okay, interesting. A ladybug goes out to do a pen replacement on the ant. Again, Mangoose is not in any hurry. At what point is he going to attack? We'll have to see. So one of the interesting situations you've got in situations like this is pretend like this is a puzzle and your opponent's not going to move. Is there a way to get your bugs in play? And the answer is yes, actually. This spider goes 1, 2, 3. The grasshopper jumps to there. The spider goes 1, 2, 3, and the grasshopper jumps to there. It's kind of re-indexing the grasshopper from here to here because the spider 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 does not have an angle of attack to this spot. Of course, your opponent's not going to sit back and let you do that, so it's not going to work, but you can always look for those possibilities. Now, of course, black is threatening to warp the beetle, warp the pill bug away, but has to be very careful that that's what his plan is, that it doesn't free the ladybug. And hammer is running down to under, up, there we go, when it moved. Yep, here comes the black attack. White's attempting to defend, but it's a little bit too late. Then that's a mistake when you cover your own pill bug. He just attacked, and the pill bug, you self-qualified for the win. And then black's going to win on the next move. And the beetle drops down. I don't think that we can see the chat between the players. But congratulations to Mangusta for winning the match today. And check back this afternoon. I may, depending on how I'm feeling, I may stream again today at 1800. If the OrdepCubik Loizz game 2 is early enough tomorrow on Sunday morning, I may be streaming that as well. If it starts at 11 o'clock UTC like this last one did, I might have time to get that in on Sunday morning. So thank you very much for joining this afternoon. I hope this has been beneficial to you. As always, I am here helping you play Hive like a champion. Until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll signing off.